Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. You caught me thinking about Avengers Endgame, which is probably going to be one of the most ambitious and incredible events in comic book and film history this year. To best celebrate, I thought I'd invite someone who really got me into Marvel Comics, Danny, and talk about some of our favorite comics based on the cast of Avengers Endgame, specifically 3 that are alive and 3 for those brave soldiers who have gone too soon. First up, Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is this really cool, bold, colorful, absurd comic. Frank Castle goes back in time to when Thanos was born, attempts to, and plans to kill him.
Oh yeah, straight up murder.
Straight up murder, baby. But then decides to raise him as his own, and then it completely screws up the timeline.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, there are some really great big spreads of all of these characters on screen, all fighting Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it's just so brutally violent in a very great, colorful way.
Blood, gore, a baby beating Cable to death with his arm. I mean,
yes, yeah, baby Thanos
wonderful.
is great.
And it just really goes to show, can he change? Will anything change this just constant death monster in the universe?
Yeah.
Probably not, but it's fun to check out.
The Vision by Tom King is, I think, my favorite Marvel comic ever. It's a political drama about the Vision and his robot family moving to a small town in Washington, DC, and then struggling to belong as humans treat them with prejudice. And it is a great allegory for minority and oppression, which Marvel tends to do a really good job doing. And this is a very well-written story. So Tom King does a really good job of building a narrative and structure over a 12-part limited run. He did it recently with Mr. Miracle, and he works really well with Walter, who is the artist. They do this really nice, cartoony aesthetic that almost looks Uncanny Valley.
It's gorgeous, absolutely.
Yeah, the way that the robot characters have humanistic features while still having, and human expressions while having robotic, outer shells, really accentuates them trying to be human in a world that's not fit for them.
Plus they have a dog, which is always a really strong selling point for any comic. I mean,
it's definitely what drew me to Superman. Captain America is probably the biggest, most famous character in the MCU. He's probably the titular character in the last 10 years, and this comic completely deconstructs that. Yeah!
And Spider-Man's better.
Yeah, Spider-Man is better, but in terms of the MCU, he is the mascot of it.
He is the boy. He's a good boy.
And this comic completely deconstructs that and also critiques the way that America is right now. So it's set in a post-Secret Empire world, which if you don't know what that is, basically in Secret Empire, it's kind of a bad comic in my eyes.
So apparently he's always been part of Hydra, which
is very out of character.
It was just so hard to believe. I didn't even want to read the comic because I was like, it's not. No.
Yeah, but Ta-Nehisi Coates, who's this really fantastic society and cultural political writer, he really addresses that in a really cool way by looking at that and kind of using it as a metaphor for America and how America has become really divided and very extremist right now. Looking at how can Captain America fit in that world now. He is what he hated the most.
What happens when iconography gets corrupted?
Yeah.
It's who is he now?
So I don't really know much about Spider-Man. I know of the character. I know the character in video games.
Which is a hate crime, basically.
I know, it's a bad thing. As a Marvel Comics fan, it's kind of a shame.
I'm gonna get you fired for that, actually. I didn't know that you didn't know much about Spider-Man.
Oh no, it's happening again. But I've asked Danny to tell me what the best Spider-Man comic to get into, which is apparently Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, it is a fair few years old now, but it's just a quintessential Spider-Man run. It's him back in high school, which I feel is really good for Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yes.
This is the more approachable Spider-Man, I should say. The language is a lot friendlier and easier to follow. And it's just, Tom Holland has been the best Spider-Man so far, I should say. I mean, Tobey Maguire was great. Andy Garfield was okay in the first movie, and then let's not talk about the second one. But Tom Holland has been wonderful, and I feel like this is the most relatable one for him. Yeah.
In the MCU, Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye is super boring and dry, but you need to read Matt Frack's.
Please. I cannot recommend this enough. It's one of my absolute favorites.
It's the indie Marvel comic that you haven't read. Everything about it is so different to the conventional sort of Marvel tropes. He's super snarky, he's super silly.
Not to mention he's just struggling to be an adult.
He's relatable.
And it's wonderful. He's not just a superhero in this, he's just a guy trying to pay his rent and handle his noisy neighbors and then the weird gang of bros that show up.
And the relationship he has with Kate Bishop is really fun.
Yes, just a wonderful, almost paternal, but at the same time, she picks on him all the time, which is just great to see.
Now that Marvel Studios have announced there's going to be a Hawkeye TV show, it's basically going to be this, so you want to read this before it comes out.
It's wonderful. Please read it. I will stop talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to move on to the next thing.
But if you do enjoy it, please read Kate Bishop Hawkeye. It's like Veronica Mars with a bow and arrow. It's like a spiritual successor to this because after Fraction and the Jar stopped, so did my interest in the rest of the Solar series. But Kate Bishop picks it up really, really well.
But lastly on our list, we want to talk about Scarlet Witch, which is a character that technically Marvel previously didn't have the full rights to in the cinematic universe, so they couldn't really explore.
You couldn't say the M word.
Yeah, because of 20th Century Fox. So she technically never had her reality bending powers, which you see in House of M, which, to sum up quickly what it's about, basically Scarlet Witch wants to be able to have a human family and have a very normal life, and she creates this reality and then it gets shattered, she has a mental breakdown, and then creates a world where mutants are the popular.
And then you have this wonderful little book, which is set many years later, because this is a fair few years old now. Scarlet trying to come to terms with her magic side, because she's not just a mutant, she's also from a long line of magical defenders, as she finds out throughout this. Her mum was the Scarlet Witch before her, and it's her trying to fix magic in the Marvel world, which has gone through many, many horrible experiences.
House of M is the thing she's most known for, but it also isn't about her.
No.
Because she's not the main character, but it is a great comic that involves her.
No.
But if you want to know more about Scarlet Witch and who she is and all of that, you need to read this. Yeah. So, those are our favorite Marvel comics that you need to read right now.
Let us know what you think we should read. Let us know what you think should be adapted into the MCU.
And don't forget to like this video and check out the information box just down below to see your chance to win one of the comics featured in this video. And also next Saturday we have Free Comic Book Day, which is probably the favorite, best moment of the year for us.
Christmas for the comics world.
Yep, come in dressed as your favorite superheroes or manga characters.
Get some freebies.
Yeah, it's
Enjoy
just
the lines.
Great time. We also have a Star Wars trivia thing there. It's gonna be great.
Do we?
Yeah.
Nice.
But as always, until next time.